I'm in France, not in Germany.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. How come you're in France?
I have my a double degree, master's double degree program. So now this year I'm in France. I completed my diploma in Germany.
Oh, okay, okay. So you're pretty international
Yeah.
than me actually.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm an Erasmus, so you have like each semester 6 months at different country in Europe. But
Uh-huh.
my program, I have to switch like after 1 year, so I'm pretty much less international than many of the other students.
Huh.
Yeah,
What
because they
what
switch
what
after
what
like every six.
what program it is?
It's Erasmus Mundus by European Union. They like fund your masters, like it's fully funded, and there are so many people from. They give you scholarships, just like.
Wish I would have known this. I would have traveled the whole Europe.
Actually, there are so many students accepted from Pakistan and India, actually.
Mhm. Hmm. No, no,
Yeah, I have so many friends.
I did not, I do not know. I like when I is this something new or is it a pretty old program?
It's a pretty old, but in like recent years, it has like gained so much like popularity. I don't know how, but like more and more students are applying, and because they fund your everything, and the stipend is like pretty like
What
really great, and they fund your everything.
what do you call this program? What's the name?
Erasmus Plus Scholarship. It's Erasmus Mundus Joint Degree Program.
How you spell it? IR?
ERASMUS.
Okay. I will
Erasmus
I will read about
Mundus.
it.
Actually, in Europe, you will like find a lot of scholars who are Erasmus Plus scholars right now, and
Okay.
especially from like Bangladesh and African and like Middle East. There are so many people.
If you don't mind, send me the link on email.
Yeah, sure. I will. Like they have
Yeah.
like 40 plus programs, so they select like 2 to 3 people in each program, and they like give like 49,000 euros like
Mhm.
per person. So they fund the tuition and everything
That's a
and
lot.
allowance travel. Yeah, that's really a lot.
That's like
It's
people
by
get in
European
people get jobs. That's how they much get paid in UK. I know that for sure.
Yeah, the stipend is pretty good. So they're like the thing is that it's by European Union, so like they want you to concentrate on research. So it's only for research-based programs,
Uh-huh.
and most of the people go for PhD after this. So it's like a combined project by European Union to enhance the research in Europe
Hmm.
by inviting people from every other country. There's a competitive application process. You have to go through that, and there's interview, and after
Oh
that
yeah,
you're
I bet.
selected.
Oh yeah, yeah, I bet. Oh, there is an interview too.
Yeah, there's an interview, yes.
So once you
For
get
like for
into
my, I mean,
once into get into
yes.
this program, you have to go hop to different universities.
Yeah, so like I started in TU Darmstadt in Germany
Hmm.
for my first year, and my second year is in Grenoble, France. But for my friends, they have to switch to Glasgow in UK and then to Ghent in Belgium and then into Portugal. So like 4 different places. But
Man.
for me, I think, yeah, but for me, I prefer this one because moving after 6 months seems like more hectic. And I shifted after 1 year here. Now I completed whole 1 year and I was able to do research and also a part-time job as a Hiwi, which they call in Germany in a
Hmm.
research. And now I'm here after 1 year. But it's a good program. You are like you can travel a lot. You get paid
I
for your travel, like extra money.
Awesome. No, no, actually, I mean, this sounds like a pretty fun program, actually. I have no idea
Yes,
that they have
yeah.
something like, especially if somebody is paying for your travel. I love that.
Exactly. I mean, in recent years, they have really increased their campaign of popularity and
Hmm.
different in every like region and their websites. That's why more people are applying to it now. Like I think like first country, I think Bangladesh or maybe Nigeria was the first country who have like 130 selected people for Erasmus,
So
and then there were 100 people.
how many people they select every year for this particular program?
So actually they have like 40 program which are like research and different in like developmental studies, global studies, or in
Okay, okay, okay.
IoT
Okay,
engineering,
okay.
different so many like so they have a range of different programs and they select like maximum 3 people in one program from one country.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So it's like if there are people who are applying there, one cannot apply in more than three programs. So like in Pakistan, there were like 130 people were selected this year. Yeah, it was second place, Pakistan.
So
Because like
there must be like you have to be have had good GPA, good recommendations,
yeah,
and you have to give some sort of exam
TOEFL.
also. TOEFL, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
TOEFL we have to, yeah. So like after all your exam, actually I think they prefer more academics, or if you have good in academics.
Like GPA, good GPA, and all that.
Exactly, and all that thing, exactly.
Okay, and you have
And
to
I
go
think
to
it's a
the
good chance.
you have to go to a consulate for an interview, or it's like a
It's like it's a Skype, like
okay,
it's
okay,
like
okay,
they interview like this to
okay,
different people. So there's a consortium, like a consortium of seven universities for each program. Like I am in a consortium of Belgium, France, Portugal, and Germany, in which we also have some international like Drexel, Virginia Tech, and Waterloo. Like for a broader perspective, like we have like different, you can say, seminars and workshops with them also.
and
I
but
like
this is
my
only for
program.
this is only for EU.
Yeah,
You
the mobility is actually only in EU,
you
but
can't come to Canada or
for the
US.
thesis, yeah, no, because it's not a part of EU.
Okay, okay.
The Erasmus Mundus is only funding for EU. That's why the thing that for master thesis, like I was planning to like do my thesis. For master thesis, you have option for my program. They said that you can have supervisor anywhere external. So that's why it's like my main concern these days, because I'm in my like third semester and I
Right,
have to
right.
find a thesis position.
But
Yeah.
they don't fund it for PhD, or this is only for masters.
Yeah, this is only for masters, Erasmus Plus and Erasmus Mundus. But for PhD, I think you know about Marie Curie position, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. But that's very
Yeah.
very different, right? So okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I think yeah, PhD, Marie Curie is actually its extension. It's the same agency,
yeah. Hmm.
and they fund the Marie like PhD. And I think it's also really like they pay you really really well. I think Marie Curie pays you the most in this PhD, like around 4,000 euro per month or something.
Right, right, right. No, that is very competitive because I remember one of my friend, he was applying for that particular program. He didn't get into that.
Yeah, Marie Curie. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
exactly. Yes.
that's very competitive, I heard.
But for me, yeah, it is. But in that also, I think you have to move. There is also a lot of mobility involved, and in Europe, and if it's like if they're paying you well, they're also taking a lot of work. I've heard like they are on like more work than normal. Like for example, us, we have to take some extra courses also, like the normal people,
Right,
because of
right,
this
right.
program.
Which is okay. I mean, as far as you enjoy and they are paying you, that's the whole idea of the of
Yeah,
study anyway.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
we don't have to pay a penny, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, so Mahira,
So this.
you were talking me about this discussion on master's thesis in US. So can you tell me a little bit more? What are you think? What's your questions on that, or
Yeah,
what?
so
Yeah.
actually, my questions are these that for me, like, so as I told you in Europe, I have been doing here, and there are many good research centers there, like Max Planck in Germany. But for uh, for a longer run, I would prefer to go and work and maybe settle in an English speaking country.
Hmm.
And I just because like it varies from a person to person. Like there are many factors involved in these
Right,
things.
right, right,
So
right.
that's why like I was hoping for Canada and USA maybe, or maybe UK,
Hmm.
because here their language in France, the language barrier is a lot. I mean, like they don't speak
Yeah,
English at all, even in
yeah.
academics.
Right,
So
right.
that's why I wanted to apply for an external master thesis, and I do have an option for it because I asked her, and they said that you just need to have a supervisor who's ready to supervise you, and because I also have a funding of like I would continue to be able to get my scholarship. So they said that you can like do like any external thesis. So that's why my question is that is it like difficult to find master thesis in US, because I've heard they have bachelors and then you go to PhD because they don't have like concrete masters in US mostly.
No, no, that's not the case. To be honest with you, I think you would be the right candidate for a master's thesis program. And to be honest with you, in US, um, many people from Europe, they come on and they do some sort of a research here and do their thesis. A lot of people do that. And here is the thing.
Okay.
In US, only thing professor cares about, do I have to pay you from my pocket?
Okay.
And if they don't have to pay you from their pocket, you can get into any university as a visitor scholar and do your research and do your thesis. And because professor, you are a, what you call, a free labor,
Yeah,
right? so
exactly.
so, so what I'm saying is for him or her, that's not a problem at all. And most of the time they like any sort of exchange of ideas and exchange of students. They like that. And as I said, I know a lot of people who have
Okay.
done that. It's very common. It's not uncommon. For PhD, it's very common. Like people, um, so I used to work at a national lab, and we had a lot of students that used to come from Europe, that used to come there, do their research. Even I have written papers with them, published papers with them, and they go back after a year and finish their degree. So it's very common.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not at all uncommon to say, oh, do people do that, or do they don't do that? It's not like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
and
So
and, and
for that thing, I
the
think,
and the only thing I would say, the only issue that could be as of now is the physical movement of people because of COVID.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that
Exactly.
that that
So
would be the
that's why,
only.
like, I would be like planning to move from March 2021 because that was my period when I have to start thesis. So in that thing, I think I have to contact the professors personally by looking at their profile and search
Right,
on
right,
them, if
right.
depending on the university.
Right. I would say so. Let me ask you. You have a designated professor right now, right, in France. You have a supervisor there or no?
I know so in France, the thing is that we have so many they call it internship, the master thesis, and in Grenoble, it's like a hub of like electronics research center. So there are many, so they require students for thesis. So we get offers from there. So if we go there, we say we want to work in this research, then lab, then we are allotted the supervisor. But for now, I don't have it.
Okay, okay. So what? So let me ask you. The masters in Europe is 2 years, right?
Yes.
So you said you finished 1 year in Germany, and this is your next year, another year.
Yes. Yeah, I've chosen France. Yes,
Yeah,
and now I have started my second year.
right. And your second year will complete in August 2021.
September 2021, yes.
So when are you planning to do your thesis?
I'm planning to start from March 2021.
So it's going to go from March 2021 to September 2021, right?
Yes, like around this,
Something
yes.
like that. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say if that is your idea, I would say you can.
Mm.
So, and right now you don't have a professor that is your guide or advisor. You don't have anybody there?
No, no, we have like professors, we have like classes going on right now, but we are not like having any supervisor right now who is going to supervise my thesis because in here it's not like there are so many laboratories here and they share like there's a master thesis option here in this research lab. For example, like there are so many industries here, you can work with them to do their
Okay.
thesis
So let
in
me
their
ask you.
department. So it's
Yeah. So let me ask you. If you decide to do your thesis in Europe, you will have to find a professor who as an advisor.
I think so because this is what I believe that if you want to work there, you need to find someone like maybe a lab or where you want to work because this is what my basically questions are because it's also my first time like
Right, right. No, no,
applying like yeah this was
right. No, no. The reason I was asking you this question is, I think that's how it can play better for you. First of all, you need to figure it out whether you can go and do your master's thesis from US. Like you can physically go there, and
mm-hmm.
you will get a scholarship that will pay for your food
Yeah.
and it's living expenses. So that's number one. right? You need to figure that out. That, and let's say if yes, they say, okay, that's fine, you can do anywhere in the world, and we will still
Mm-hmm.
be paying you for your bills, whatever. The second step
Mm-hmm.
after that you have to do is find a professor in your university and start working in his or her lab right away. And the reason I say so is this is like having some sort of a small work or small project with him, unless until you have a good idea what you want to do in your research.
So yeah, so I also want to. I think I quite established an idea before coming to France.
Uh-huh.
That's why, because here we specialize in functional materials and device materials.
Hmm.
So we have like one of the seniors from our program, which actually went to University of Maryland, and he did his thesis there in US.
Hmm.
So I think like, and also I actually have like a potential option right now, and there's a professor which I contacted, and he said that he might like offer. So I think I might like because he was a visiting faculty in Grenoble here, and
Hmm.
like he is right now in like I think Canada. So that's why I think I might contact him. But if I start right now here with the professor, I think it would mean that I would have to do my thesis with him also. Like, I don't want to disrupt the research or something.
No,
Like,
no, no. I did not mean that you start doing research here. What I'm saying is that for you to contact a professor on your own independently and saying you want to work and all that, you maybe you I'm pretty sure you will be able to find someone, because as I said, in US all they care about, if they don't have to pay you,
mhm.
anybody can take you. But what I'm saying, if you know someone, some professor, and you probably doing some work in his lab, not research, but not like actually your thesis work, but familiarizing with the
Mhm.
research and all that, and through him or her you might know people and have more credibility towards going
Oh,
somewhere.
okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
It will be
Okay.
more
So you
it will be more credible.
okay, you mean like it would be more better in getting a position. I understand.
Right. Not only that, I would say it will be more credible also, because honestly, I don't think you have, because of your because you're a student as a master's, right? You are less experienced to make that decision, unless and until there you need some sort of like you're talking to me, right? How to do it, like that's like my experience is telling you, right? So it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing right over there. Like if you are in touch with a professor, or at least you don't have to work in his or her lab, you are in touch with him, saying that you want to know about research, have a conversation, you want to visit his or her lab once a week or so. So you get familiarized with what research is, or how you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
research, what you do, and then from there you have some sort of a credibility saying that okay, you want to work in your thesis. Because to be honest with you, March, 2-3 weeks is not a big time to finish a thesis.
Yeah.
You need some sort of a background work. As I said, a lot of people who come in US and do for a very short term and do their work is because they do a lot of background work beforehand.
Yes. So it means
Because
like if I try to contact a professor, if I try to and if I get an option, so
right.
it should be early then so that I could have a like
It's-
initial work before going there
right.
and start working.
So if I was you, I will contact a professor where I am right now and say, hey, I want to get familiar. So by December or August, at least I do some sort of an introductory part of my thesis idea, and then all it
But
left is then all it will left is like some sort of a work. Because as I said, as I said, it's very easy for you, some professor, to say, why don't you come and work with us. At the same time, it's also very easy for a professor for you to them to say don't come, because they think you have not done any background homework. They are not going to see. Here's the
yes,
thing, they are not there, they are not going to define your thesis in here,
yes.
because you are not their
Yeah,
student.
so I have a question here that, for example, if I am going into, for example, in a research group of a professor of any university, they like, for example, here I also don't have any idea of my thesis or research, what it would be, but I have been working in a GSI, which is like Helmholtz Syndrome in Germany, which is really famous. So I worked there for 6 months, and now also I'm working here in a lab for 6 months for research. But still, if I would start my work here, I wouldn't have any idea of my thesis, because all work would start in January and February, because I have to take some courses right now. I have to study. So what I'm asking is that even if it's here or there, I wouldn't have a really much idea of what I would be working on. Like you're saying, you have to do your homework or something.
See, all I'm saying is, um, just think that way. As I said, let's say if I'm a professor and you are contacting me saying that, hey, so first of all, what you're going to write in that email, right? What is the content of that email? You're going to say, hey, my name is this. I am really interested in you, what you are doing, right? And
Yeah.
and I would like to work in your lab to finish my master's thesis, um, and or my master's thesis work. And this is amount of time I'm going to spend in your lab from March to
Yes.
September, which is like 3-4 months. And I will be like a visiting scholar, so I my tuition my expenses will be paid. You don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to be using your lab to do research, right? This is your content of your email. Okay, so as a professor, what I'm thinking, okay, first of all, if the professor has a right thinking, he just, because you will find a lot of professors are like, come, and then you're like, he's not telling me anything or he's not doing me anything. But if you talk to a professor who is a right-minded professor, he's going to say, hey, did you do any background work already? Who are you? Do you like, how do you, what is your credibility? Do you, have you worked any in this area before? You are not, I understand that everything will be paid, but you will be using my lab space, you will be using my lab accessories, you will be using my time, because that time is money. And you will be, so what is my role there? Will I be advising you? Things like that,
Yeah, so
right?
also I wanted to tell, like I just mentioned you about the professor, which is at Virginia Tech and the University of British Columbia, and he was a visiting faculty here. So he said, like I asked him, and he said like he is interested, and he checked my resume and he really liked it, and he said that we might have a Skype call next week with him.
So yes, so this is the right way then. So if that professor
Mm,
has already been here, known the thing,
yeah,
that would be, yeah. So in that case, that
yeah,
professor would be the right lead, because
yeah,
then,
okay,
as I said, it's always good to engage any professor right now,
yeah, okay, yeah.
because
This is what I
then,
was saying, because I have to go through like visa things and everything, so I should
yeah,
contact earlier
yeah,
as
right.
possible.
Yeah. Actually, it's less more so about visa, because visa and all that paperwork can be figured it out in a month. It's more about when you will be there, what you will do. That's my
I
point.
have really bad experience with the visas
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah, I know. Like
uh,
I had some Pakistani friends. They have to go through some
I
but what
have,
I'm,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I was
yeah. I know.
wondering. Like, there are many like logistical and like academic questions. So
Yeah,
that's why I contacted right now, and
yeah,
he
yeah.
was
But
asking like we should discuss over the Skype call. So
right,
this is
right,
what I was wondering. Yeah.
right. No, no, you're absolutely thinking right. But all I'm trying to say, see, as a student, as a academic, we tend not to think about other stupid logistics. But what I'm trying to tell you is that those logistics are important question, I know. But what I'm trying to tell you is more important. Let's say you get everything done. What you gonna do there once you're there? So
So
so the
yeah.
planning, so earlier you're gonna
Discuss
talk
with
to
the professor.
someone.
Yeah.
Yes, earlier you can plan out, okay, what will be my, see, let me tell you, if you're gonna be there 3 months, 3 months or 4 months is not a big time. You have to be very targeted. What experiments I'm gonna do, how many experiments I'm gonna do. You have to design, yeah, like you have to make outline of everything before you go there, so that once you arrive, day one, you know what you have to do. That's my point, because you can't go somewhere and say, hey, you tell me what to do, and you will be wasting your time, everything. That's what I meant.
Okay. So you mean like I should have an idea of my research, what I am going to
Everything.
and what.
See, all I'm trying to tell you is you should have outline of your thesis prepared before you go there. So all you're doing when you go there is experiment, this done, this done, this done. Because as I said, 3-4 months is not a big time.
So
And
I have a question here. Like for example, I know that I want to work on this thing, but as you know, I'm like I'm still in my early stages of my research, and I don't have that. maybe that broad idea of how should I take this thing. So this is what I like think that I should ask professor, like in which of the projects should I work if there's a position that I can work with him. Because here I know one of my professors here now I'm working with, she's working on like nuclear materials. So she needed a help with the one of the like she needed to know about like thermodynamic properties. So she hired us, and we are doing a 6-month project with her, which is a part of her big research. And this would be my project, like as a small project with her, but not like a big one. So this is what I was thinking, if there are like they're having ongoing projects where I can like do my like part of research with them. Is it a possibility of this thing?
Yes, that's exactly what I was telling you. Do some background work already so that you can finish part of it. So lot, as I said, lot of students, almost all of them students, when they come in a short time here, they don't do their whole thesis. They do part of their thesis. And another thing,
Mm.
just for your sake, Mahira, I want to tell you, don't do anything that is even close to nuclear. Okay, don't do that.
Yeah.
You
No,
will
no,
be the first person to get in line not to come here then. Yeah,
okay. Actually, now they are like a
I'm
future
just
energy
trying.
material.
Yeah, yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is, even I would not do that when I was a student back in India. I won't do,
Yeah.
because as I said, these are the things which you have to be careful about. I would say stay away from all those topics who are geopolitically very sensitive, right? Just
Hmm.
for sake of
Actually,
many things.
like it's like about sustainability and it's like future energy materials. It's just not exactly say nuclear materials, but like the salts we
Yeah,
are like doing thermodynamic experiments on some
yeah,
salts
yeah. I
which are
mean,
like
energy, right? But what I'm saying,
energy materials.
energy could be wind, it could be solar, it could be fuel cell. There
Yeah,
could be a lot of
exactly.
things. Yeah, yeah. But don't do
Exactly.
nuclear. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's a good advice. Like because there's so many nuclear options in
Don't do
France,
that.
especially.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah, that could be very, because you go for with a counselor in front of counselor, and if you're gonna say that, you will be in trouble.
Yes, and also I have another question that since I had this in mind because like I think doing PhD, oh sorry, master thesis like in a lab externally, for example in Canada or in US, I'm doing somewhere, it enhances your chance of doing PhD or getting a chance of doing PhD there.
Yes, yes, that's true. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of time I have seen people who come like that essentially join PhD in that lab.
Okay.
It's very
Okay.
easy, and your transition will be very smooth.
Yes. Okay. And like
So so that is also, you made a very good point, because then if you think in that direction and if you're thinking a little bit long, then you're gonna think, okay, then I really need to go to a really good university. Why can't I go to MIT, where I can't go to Stanford? Again,
true, true.
I'm
Yeah,
just
that
I'm putting um, some ideas which somebody can think are far away, but if you
yeah.
play it right, you could make a good, you could have a good chance.
And in this thing, like, because I know one of my Erasmus Mundus alumni, he went to do his thesis in Duke University, and now he's doing his PhD in Oxford. One of my reason was doing like externally, like doing some universities from like US or Canada or some reputed places actually increases your chances of acceptance in like international, for example, good universities in US itself, which I believe. I mean, there are good universities in Europe as well, but if you have like if you want to apply for like Ivy or somewhere in US, I think having your one thesis or one semester abroad can like enhance your chances, which
Yes.
I believed because I saw one of my senior who went there. He was on Erasmus, and there are not many people on Erasmus who actually go. In Erasmus, everyone like in my program, they have plan ready to do their PhDs in Europe, and all of my alumni they are doing their PhD here, Marie Curie, and everything. So actually, a lot less people think about moving, but as I said, it depends on your personal and different
No, no,
thinking, how you want.
it's
Exactly,
it's your choice, and opportunity is
exactly,
both ways, right? So
exactly,
you can only
exactly,
make decision if you have something in your hand and you say, I have this thing and then I can make decision. But if you have only one thing, there is no decision there, right? So, but
exactly.
see, all I'm trying to tell you, I think if you play this right, you could have a better chance in getting into a good school. And since you're not coming from Pakistan, you're coming from Europe now. I would say, if I was you, I would definitely explore other countries, especially US, Canada as an option to to move out. And
Yes.
that's also, it's a new country, new world, new people,
Yes.
and you will do a lot of things.
True.
And
Exactly.
other thing I'm saying is, if this what you told me about, like, if you have option of doing master's thesis in US and things, I think that could play a role, and you could land up in a really good university. Because one of the things,
Yes.
I was speaking to a student before you, and the person told me that for next year, a lot of universities have GRE as an optional.
Yes.
So
Yes. And
yeah, so
the
that is the
biggest thing
reason.
is that,
That is the
yeah,
reason I
the
was
biggest thing
telling.
is that few of the, I'm sorry,
No, that's
the
fine.
voice gets,
Go ahead.
this is the reason that I was telling that they actually canceled the GRE, and many of the IVs have actually, I think few of the IVs have also canceled GRE, which is a
Yeah,
really lucky
yeah,
chance for many people
yeah.
right now.
Actually, I was speaking to a girl from Canada, I think last week, and she told me she was trying to apply for a biomedical program. And I, so, a lot of information nowadays I get from students too. So I tell them. So she was
Hmm.
telling me that MIT, Johns Hopkins, Stanford, and a lot of universities, which I had no idea, have made GRE optional for next year. So all I'm trying to tell you is, if everything goes fine, and if that is the case, you could find a professor at Stanford. You could do your part of thesis under him or her, and then you can move directly to your PhD program, because you can apply right away once you are there in that university. And it could all you need to do is think carefully what I want to do, how I want to play this.
Exactly, I
You have a
understand.
yeah, you have a good
So
chance.
I now this thing comes in my mind is that I actually must send emails to few of the professors, and not really few, like only three. And one of them, which I was telling you, he was a visiting faculty here, and now he's also in University of British Columbia and Virginia Tech. We who replied to me, and he was really thrilled to talk to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
definitely he will
I
be.
think what I want to is I want to like freeze this opportunity and talk to him rather than applying more, because like if you want to more and apply more, yeah, you can miss this one. Like, I mean, I can also apply to like Stanford and a different, or Yale, or like, I mean, like Penn State, which have good material science departments. But I think if I try to like talk to him and work out things with him, like it would be good as well. I mean,
No, no,
I myself aim for like,
no, no. As I said to you, is totally your decision.
yeah,
But what
yeah,
I'm
I
saying,
understand your
so
point.
what I'm saying is, it's because you know that professor because of a link. That was the reason why I was telling you before, is if
Hmm.
you can make link at other universities, of good ones or a better ones, in other schools, because you are working with a professor in your lab and they know each other quite well, I would say you may have a good chance in getting to the other schools other than this professor also. That's all I
Oh,
was
okay,
saying.
yeah, yeah. Then now
But
that's pretty
but
motivating, I
right,
guess. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you have to be more aggressive on your own, doing more homework
Yes.
on your own, and go to a professor. Actually, to be honest with you, you can go to a professor in your university and say, or wherever you are, and just start talking to them and say, hey, I'm really interested doing my thesis, and if that is a possibility, could you help me figure it out? Any universities, any professors in other areas, and
Mm.
your
Yeah.
areas, and I'm pretty sure you can find professors
What I
in
think is that I feel like a bit reluctant, because I feel if I'm asking a professor who could have me as their master thesis student as well at Grenoble, I mean, I'm asking them like, are there other possible professors who can give me master thesis position? Like, I mean, they want me as well. So if I'm asking that I don't want to work here, I want to work somewhere else. If they feel like, I don't know if it's okay to ask them.
no, I think to be honest with you, if you are from Pakistan or India or some other country, I think your thinking is because that's what you have seen. But to be honest with you, in Europe, it doesn't matter. Professors don't care. They care
Yeah,
about you.
I
So
agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
I mean, we
you
have like
just
something we in the back. We think
right,
like
right,
this, like we'll be
right.
judged or something. Yeah.
No, no, no. So I right. Most of the time, you will find that professors are right-minded. They want you. They want what you want, not what they want. So they will help you
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think everything is working fine with you. I think I wish I could have done this Erasmus stuff in when I was, but looks like I probably this looks like a good program to be getting.
Yes,
So
it's a really good program, like for like very good funding and everything, and like you get to know the research, international labs. So
right, right. No, 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 really good program. I'm glad you had this and you're enjoying it. And I see you had a bright future. To be honest with you, just play it
thank you
right
so much.
and yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
the
play.
most important part is playing right. Yeah, because
Yeah,
many of the times, like I was also having this really strong question in my mind for like past because I have to go through like really bad visa problems,
yeah, yeah.
rejection basically.
Right, right.
So my program starting here was in jeopardy and everything. So I was thinking of getting a break of like 1 year and then give my GRE and apply to good schools in US.
Right,
But
right.
then I feel like I feel like it is also one of the important questions which I may ask you that I don't know, like I feel like taking a break would not be healthy for my career or something
No,
because
I don't.
you get I don't
No,
know,
no,
I feel like you will be like get
I mean,
lazy or something.
as I said, you don't live in you should not be thinking like a typical student. I think if you look at if
Yeah.
I once once to be honest with you, once I came here, I realized that a lot of people here do things after like I to be honest with you, I can tell you a story. I know a student when I used to work at a national lab, he was undergrad. He took a break he did some internship at there, and then him and his girlfriend they took a break and they went out to Europe for skiing, and then they went to Thailand and did some charity work like English teaching, and then after 1 year he started his PhD in Colorado Boulder, and now he has a company. He's a CEO of a company, and yesterday I spoke to him on LinkedIn, and he said he got a new funding. He just started a new lab and like hired 10 people. So all I'm saying is it's okay to do a break, but this most important is to take a right decision after that. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
But
Rushing
I think yeah, I understand. Like many people ask me that rushing is not good, but
yeah.
for me, like the example you told me, it's from like for what I think is like from West or from Europe. Like
Uh-huh.
you will still have opportunity. Like for me, if I want to go back to Pakistan, I'm definitely sure that as the female there, I wouldn't be having so much. I would be
No,
having
you
like
but
year as a waste.
yeah, yeah, but you don't
Uh,
have to go there. I mean, you probably
yeah, this is
end up getting married or something. But what I'm saying is you don't go there. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. No, I'm already engaged, but
Okay,
like
okay.
I know that's not a problem. That I know that thing would be happening, but
Right.
more what I'm is like I would be like lazy. That okay, for example, like I know my partner is really supportive, and he's the one who pushed me for the
Yeah, yeah.
masters. Even I don't want to come here, and
Hey,
like and
Myra,
still
just
he's pushing me.
Myra, just one
Yeah, sure,
second.
no
Yeah,
problem.
my daughter
Sure.
is here. Yeah, what do you want?
Okay, okay.
I don't know what this is.
This is addition. Just add them.
But it says do it in the opposite order.
Okay. Why don't I will tell you what it is. Why don't you finish your English? Okay,
Okay.
I will tell you later. Okay. Take this upstairs. Yeah, yeah. No, no. So what I'm saying is, I think again, I think I told you about previously also. A lot of your decisions are based on your personal life also, right? Not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't have like I can't do many things because I have family, right?
Yeah,
So
true.
so. Uh, but again, it depends on how supportive your family is and how determined you
Yeah,
are,
true. Yeah, true.
right? So but I can see that it can go both ways and you can have a good bright future. And from this particular perspective, I would say whether you decide to do your masters, I mean, for you to make this decision that you want to do your masters in US, I would say this is the right decision for
Yes,
sure.
that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, because in between I was thinking like about again like there are many factors involved like moving and everything.
All right,
So
right.
I was again like confused about how the master thesis go in US and conditions over there and like
No,
because
it's fine.
I know
It's right. It will be fine actually. You will not have that sort of a trouble. As I said, just think in terms of the people and the work. Don't
yeah
think
okay
anything else about what happened and all that. And I can tell you honestly, that if you are the best person to know and work and do that topic, to be honest with you, these countries are one of the best countries to work in. So whatever people say,
Mhm.
whatever the news say, it has no meaning, to be honest with you. I know
Yeah,
many people
agree.
who are extremely intelligent from various parts of the world, various countries. Everybody is doing good. I don't see any complaints for them. And the people who complain are people who probably don't have nothing to do. But you don't lie in that category. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So you, as I said, this is the right decision to do, and go after it. And as I said, try to talk to a professor at your place and say and try to see is how you can work that out, and you should be fine. Okay.
Yes, all right.
Okay, Mahir, sorry, I have to end. I have another call after this, but it was nice talking to you. I'm glad you are doing fine. And you are in France.
Yes,
Maybe next
same
time I
here.
will
Thank you
talk
so
you.
much.
You might be in US, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so.
No, no, you will be
Then see you
fine. I
then
think you're doing it.
later.
Yeah, yeah. Talk to you soon
Okay.
then.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Sure,
Bye.
sure.